Morning, Husky Nation. This is Superintendent Gross coming with you to you with my first 4x4 of the year as we get ready to kick off the 24-25 school year in just under 2 weeks. I thought I'd share some information with you about some of the changes that you may see throughout our district and some of the things that we're working on as the year we get ready to start the year. First off, one is hopefully all of you have heard about the school resource officer. The district partnered with the city to bring a SRO into our building, and we're extremely excited that Officer Ben Garrison will be joining our team and be visible throughout the district. He'll be his hours will generally be the days the schools are in session and the hours of the school day. He will be at some evening activities, and just generally will be around the building assisting with making sure kids are safe, making sure there's a presence in our school, and that our kids are being safe. So look for Ben, and I help us make him feel welcome in our community. I'm really excited about this opportunity and what he brings to our district. The second topic is Family Engagement Night. Family Engagement Night is scheduled for August 20th from 4 to 8. Our admin team has got lots of great activities scheduled for parents and students across the district. Look for more information to come out from them because it's a little different in each district. K through 8 has some things planned, 9-12 has some things planned for high school kids, really trying to tailor the events to the needs of the students and their families. So look for that information to come out from your principal and on our social media outlets. If you have any questions, reach out to your principal, building principal. They'll make sure you get the information you need and get to where you need to be. But some fun activities scheduled, trying to have wrap the night up with hot dogs down at the stadium, some bouncy house, a rock climbing wall, and a color run. So look for information. Hopefully our families come out and help us kick off the 24-25 school year with a bang. The next thing I want to talk about is some changes that were made by our state regarding chronic absenteeism and truancy. During the last legislative session, legislators made this a priority and identified, defined what chronic absenteeism, what truancy is, and then what districts have to do to respond. So will be some changes, but essentially chronic absenteeism is any absence from school for more than 10% of the days in a grading period. So that for us, that'd be 10% of the days in a quarter or a term, which is about 4.5 days. So that would be considered chronically absent. Truancy is any absence from school for at least 20% of the days in a grading period. Consequences associated with chronic absenteeism is there'll be a school engagement meeting that has to involve the parent, the student, and a school official. They'll develop an absenteeism prevention plan. They'll be monitored weekly and communicated to parents weekly. And then students who are truant will be sent to the county attorney. So we know how important school attendance is for students. Please help us and make sure your students get to school every day that they can. And if not, that you're communicating with your building principal as to reasons why they may or may not. Some things will are allowed absences or excused absences, such as medical emergencies. It may require a doctor's appointment, a doctor's note, or things like that. So just again, work with your school administration if there's issues that are impeding your son or daughter from getting to school. Because again, the state's made this priority and has forced the district's hand in some things and what we have to do to respond. The last thing I want to talk about is you may or may not have heard or have seen several districts in Iowa that are banning cell phones during the school day and smartwatches. In my 20 plus years in education, there's a couple of books that have come along that have really helped shape the educational landscape or brought things to light that we needed to work on. One of those books is The Anxious Generation. The author does a really good job of looking back at the rise in mental health concerns with preteen girls and boys and correlates that back to the smartphone and giving students unfettered access to smartphones and apps. As we look at our strategic priorities and wanting kids to have self-worth and connection to others, what we find is through social media and online, they're not developing connection with others. They're delaying engaging with their peers in meaningful ways if it's not through a screen. I think it's time for us as a district to take a look at what we do. So over the course of the first semester, we'll be engaging in conversations with our students, with our school board, with our teachers, and with our parents around what's best for us here at Winterset with regards to cell phones. So again, if you have not seen or heard about the Anxious Generation, it's a rather quick read. I encourage you all to take a chance and read it. If not, if you get online to their supplemental resources and look at the data, it goes through the data that the book is based on, so you get a lot of information just from that. So again, we're super excited for the 24-25 school year. Can't wait to welcome your son or daughter back to school with us, and let's make this year the best year ever. Go Huskies.